Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Deepak Bhimana from India. I am going to present a talk on immediate functional rehabilitation in post-op head and neck constructive patients using basal osseointegrated implants. Now, head and neck surgery, functional rehabilitation, immediate rehabilitation is two sides of it. Let us see this case. This is a case of a right side hemimandibulectomy done for a tumor. And we can see a rib graft has been, a fibula has been placed with osseointegrated implants, as my friend Mr. Funny has stated. So, if we can see the ocular level, the occlusal level difference, see this is the occlusion, this is occlusion, and this is the occlusal level difference. If a process has to be carried on, we see the process comes at the level of this range, giving an anesthetic, unfunctional experience to the patient. So, the occlusal level has to be raised at this point to meet the occlusion on both the sides. This is a major drawback when a fibula graft has been placed, or for that matters, or any graft has been placed for the reconstruction, because we cannot construct a height of around 13 mm to give the occlusion to put in the occlusion of the patient. So, according to the well-known implantological rules, what we know is that a crestal implant, that is a normal dental implant, can be given in only a patient or a bone which has a minimum of 8 to 9 mm of height, which is not possible when we reconstruct using fibula or a rib graft or a costocondylar graft. Now, coming to the typical implant, typical dental implant which we use, it requires a large amount of bone, as we have already known, and healing times. This is the major drawback of an implant when we use for reconstruction, post-reconstruction of head and neck surgery. Now, a minimum wait time of 6 months in a non-irradiated patient and 12 months for a radiated patient should be given, because we cannot place implant before 6 months or before 12 months in a radiated patient. Now, after placement of implant, we need to wait for another 6 months for occlusal construction and another 12 months for the radiated construction. So, it comes to 1.5 years to 2 years post-reconstruction. The patient has to stay without any occlusion, without any functional stability. Now, this is a major drawback. If we see the social life of the patient is also affected due to this, due to the reconstruction it is affected, and due to the functional, on the functional aspect also it is affected. Now, next, coming to the basal osseointegrated implant. This is a revolutionary design given which accounts and only needs as less as 3 mm of the bone. That is, let that be residual patient bone or a reconstructed graft, anything, just 3 mm of the bone is required to reconstruct or to give the patient a functional rehabilitation. And the beauty of this implant is that it is immediately reconstructible. That is, in 24 hours, we can load the patient with the occlusion. Let's see. What's the need of BOI? Now, we have implants which using an implant in a reconstructed patient is done from last 20, 30 years. What is the use of BOI in the reconstruction? Now, the first thing is height. As low as 3 mm, this implant can be given in patients with as less as 3 mm of the bone. And the major advantage is it is an immediately loaded implant, and also it is the load transmission which is given is directly to the basal bone, which is grafted, or the patient's own residual bone. And also the occlusal difference which we have spoke in the first slide, there is no chance of occlusal difference in this case, because we can select the shaft height, which we will see in the further cases. So, as we have seen, coming to the advantage of it, one simple straightforward procedure. That is, this BOI collaboration with implant, with head and neck surgery has a typical new step to it. That is, head and neck resection, reconstruction, and placement of implants can be done in one straight surgical phase, which does not involve the patient waiting for 6 months, again going for a surgery. It does not involve that. Only one single surgery can be done, all the 3 steps. And within 24 hours post-surgery, we can give the patient a functional rehabilitation. Low demand for the patient complaints. When we see the design of the implant, this is the design of the implant. This is the shaft of the implant, which is called. This suffices the height difference from the graft to the occlusal level, and this head gives the single piece. Gives the single piece structure for construction of the denture, and this is the major important part. That neck, this is called the neck of the implant, which is bendable and also which is polished, so such that there is no chance of any adherence of plaque, any adherence of calculus, which raises to further, further gingival inflammation and peri-implantitis around the implant. So when we see that already in the grafted patients, it's very hard for the patient to maintain the graft site with all the sutures and everything. And when we place an implant, it is also important that the implant does not get infected and it does not get loosened. And it does not, and on the other hand, it should not cause the graft to loose. So this is a major part of this implant, where the neck of the implant, which is just 1.3 mm, and is very softened and very smooth, that is bendable, which gives the dentist, the next step, when we give the dentist the patient, he can construct according to that then and then structure of the patient's occlusion, and he can give the occlusion for that. Coming to the armamentarium required for the placement of the implant, we have a lateral cutter for that. I'll show you the pictures. Yeah. For the surgical technique of this, we have a special lateral cutters and a vertical cutter to make a groove in the bone into which the implant is just tapped inside. The surgical procedure, and when compared to the normal conventional implant, takes just 10 minutes for the insertion of this implant when compared with 20 to 25 minutes in an experienced hand for the normal conventional implant. So the first is we open a paracrustal flap. Next, we will mark the insertion of the implant from A to point B, and we will just make a lateral cut first. Following the lateral cut into the groove, using this, we make a vertical cut using the special vertical cutter. After that, we just tap the implant into the bone. It just stops there with a physical and a frictional force from the bone itself. Later on, it is covered with a flap. This is different surgical sequences which is used for different sizes, various of implants. So when we need an implant with a height, if the implant height has to be supposed increased, we can use an implant with a high shaft. Or if the implant or the occlusion height is less, or the patient's existing bone height is less, we can use an implant with a short height and the number of discs is less. My experience with BOI, I have made a thesis on BOI and I submitted a study on BOI. So, from my study, we have designed 30 patients for this, and we have made, of the 30 patients, 5 patients were reconstructive patients where we have used this, and the results of this study were fascinating. When we see this patient, the bone height of this patient at the anterior antrum level is just 3 to 5 mm of this. So when we have used a single disc implant, and we have given the beautiful result of this. We can see this is a patient who has lost her teeth long back. This is a normal case which we are speaking about. We have given this implant. We have given this patient with 4 implants, basal osseous implants, and we have immediately reconstructed the denture with the patient for 48 hours of the surgery. So we can see how beautiful the occlusion of the patient is. Within 24 hours to 48 hours, we have constructed the patient from edentulous to dentulous in a functional model. This is another case with a central hemangioma. We have operated the patient central hemangioma and immediately placed a triple disc implant of BOI implant, and we have reconstructed her with a beautiful denture which suffices the occlusion. We can see the occlusal level of it. Now, in my experience, we have placed 30 implants totally in the patients, and the mean alveolar bone height in which we have placed is 5.72 mm. There was a study. What is the implication of BOI? There was a study in which they have directly used BOI in conjugation with a normal functional implant, and they have done it. See, this is a study which we have done. There is an anterior squamosal carcinoma of the patient. The anterior basal bone of mandible and is completely removed and reconstructed with the fibula graft. And as a part of a surgery, immediately we have placed an implant, a basal implant. If you can see the basal implant over here, and the conventional basal implants in the anterior part of the bone, and 2 normal conventional implants on the lateral side of the bone. So this is the type of basal implant which we have used at the angle region and the reconstruction, which caused a direct, if you can see the groove on it, we can directly put a denture which is prefabricated or custom made for the patient and just insert it into that, which gives a patient a complete functional aesthetical appearance immediately in the next day of the surgery. My conclusion of this is the use of basal osseous implants that opens the next door in the reconstructive patients, so that we can give the patient, we can at least spare the patient from the trauma which he has already been from the cancer and reconstruction. We can give the patient an aesthetical and functional rehabilitation from the second day of the surgery itself. Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions?
I have a question. So let's say in the case of the squamous cell carcinoma, there was resection of mandible, correct? And that mandible was reconstructed how? With the fibula, or and then you
immediately place the implant
implant
in the same surgical field. Yeah.
So you know, you don't wait for vascularization, make sure that the
Which
fibula
after no ma'am, no, we have immediately placed after the graft has been accepted with the microvascular surgery. When we have confirmed that the microvascular surgery is success with the bone, and we have immediately placed the implant. It is a success, ma'am. It is two-year post-op. It is a success.
So how many days post-op? So a couple days later you do it?
Oh,
No,
immediately on the table.
Immediately on the table.
That's what.
Pretty impressive.
24 hours to 48 hours, we give the patient a denture, and he is off, happy with this functional possibilities.
Very impressive for someone who has. Yes, please.
Actually, the advantage of this kind of implants is anyway, you have to stabilize the graft which you are placing, immediately fixation. It also acts as an external fixator. Integrated into this plating structure, the days required for the implant is placed within the plate itself. So, a separate external fixator is not required for it.
Interesting, yeah. Because usually with I don't do that type of work anymore, you know. But as a resident, you know, this stuff was so big. I think the last thing we would think about is to put the implant, but that's important. So, and then how about if the patient needs post-op radiation? Does that impact anything?
No, ma'am. It's what happened. This is actually we have done this just to prevent the indication that we have to delay the patient treatment for 6 months for radiation. So though the patient is radiated afterwards, this patient we have subjected him for radiation for 6 months, and then he is also good for 2 years. The implant prognosis is good till date.
2 years.
Yeah.
And even in your work that you described, radiation usually doesn't affect the patients by that time. You guys wait 6 months post-resection for radiation?
Of course we have.
I'm sorry?
We have.
You have to, because I think here we use 12 weeks.
The initial period, what we wait post-radiation, we can definitely do the delayed regeneration to that patient.
Well, on behalf of Onyx International, I'd like to thank you for traveling from India, and this is your certificate for presentation. Thank you so much.